guys, today I'm going to show you 5 easy DIY food school supply ideas. If you enjoy this video, please click that like button. And if you'd like to see more fun DIY videos, please click that subscribe button. This is also a collab with the very talented Sarah from So Craftastic. So after this video, head to the link down below and check out her video and show her some love. The first idea will be a light up flash pop pen. To get started for this one, you will need one of these candy flash pops. Find where the bottom of the cap and the top of the bottom meet, and with an X-Acto knife, go around it. Once the flash pop is open, enjoy the candy inside. And here is what you should have at this point. I'm going to use my hot glue gun to make a hole in the top of the cap. I will be using one of these mini pens. If you don't have a mini pen, you can always cut one down to size. Remove the ink from the pen, then place the pen over the light on the flash pop and cut the ink down to size so it doesn't touch the light. To hold the ink in place, I'm going to place some hot glue along the bottom of the pen. Now place the pen over the light and with some glue, glue along the bottom to secure it in place. Once the glue is dry, place the cap back on, and that is how you make these easy flash pop pens that light up. The second idea will be double bubble bubblegum pens. For this one, you will need some of the long double bubble bubblegums. Unwrap one of the pieces of gum, enjoy the gum inside, and save the wrapper. I'm going to use some pink air dry clay. Take a small piece of the clay and roll it out into the shape of the bubble gum and cut it down to size. Using a toothpick or a wooden skewer, poke a hole in the middle of the clay. Roll the clay to bring the shape back together, and then remove it from the stick. Take the ink from a pen, place it in the middle of the clay where the hole was made, and cut it down to size. Once the ink is cut down to size, set that aside and let it dry overnight. Here is mine once the clay had dried. Now take the wrapper and cut off one side. Wrap the label around the pen, leaving a little bit hanging out on the top, and use some glue to secure it in place. Once the glue is dry, twist the other end, and that is how you make these easy double bubble bubblegum pens. The third project will be a Chips Ahoy chocolate chip cookie notebook. Carefully open the chocolate chip cookies, enjoy the cookies inside, and save the wrapper and the white tray inside. Cut off about 1/4 to 1/2 inch on one side. To make the cookie, I'm going to start with some beige polymer clay. Roll it out and form it into the shape of a cookie. To make it look more like a baked cookie, I'm going to sprinkle some cinnamon on it and rub it in. To make the chocolate chips, I'm going to take a piece of brown clay, roll it out, and cut out little pieces that look like chocolate chips. Next, I just took my chocolate pieces and placed them on the cookie. Here is my cookie at this point. The next thing I did was I baked it in the oven according to the package instructions. Now to start making the notebook, I'm going to start with a piece of white cardstock paper. Using the tray from the cookies, trace around the inside part. Once it's traced out, cut that out and repeat that process so you have 2. Grab any kind of paper to make the notebook, then take one of the pieces of cardstock that was just cut out, trace around that, and cut out several sheets to form the notebook. Once all the pieces for the notebook are cut out, take one of the pieces of cardstock, place it on the front, one on the back, and clip those together. Using some clear Elmer's glue, I'm going to brush some on along the top of the notebook to bind it together. Set that aside and let it dry for a few hours. Clean off the cookie tray and the wrapper. Now take the cookie tray and place it in the wrapper, leaving a little bit hanging over the top. Then wrap the wrapper around, and with some glue, go around the tray and the wrapper to secure it together. Here is my cookie once it had been baked. Place that onto the cookie tray with a little bit hanging out. Glue on the back to hold it in place. Here is my notebook once the glue had dried. Place some glue on the back of the notebook and secure it to the cookie wrapper. And that is how you make these cute and fun chocolate chip cookie notebooks. The fourth idea will be soda pens. For this one, you will need some of these Jell-O cups and lids. I will leave a link down below to where I got these. Using a piece of thick white foam, take the cup and trace around it. It's traced out, then cut it out. Here is mine once I cut it out. Using a screwdriver, I carefully made a hole in the center. the next part, I'm going to use some brown and black acrylic paint. And in a bowl, I just mixed those together until I got a color that resembled cola. Once I had the color I wanted, I added in some clear Elmer's glue and mixed that together. Now just paint the mixture onto the white foam piece. Using some beads, I put the paint mixture over those, and then I placed that onto the white foam piece to resemble ice cubes. Once they were on there how I wanted them, I set that aside and let it dry. Take a lid from the Jell-O cups, poke a hole in the center, and make the hole big enough that a straw will fit through. Now cut the straw down to size so it will fit in the cup. I'm going to be using the ink from one of these pens. Place the ink next to the straw, mark off where it needs to be cut, and then cut it down to size. Place the ink in the straw and glue along the bottom to hold it in place. Print out the labels. I will leave a link down below. Once they're printed out, then cut it out. Wrap the label around the cup and secure with glue and/or tape. Here is my foam piece once it had dried. Place some glue on the side of the foam piece and glue it to the inside of the cup. Once the glue has dried, place the lid back on the cup, and then you can add the straw pen into the center of the cup. And to make the orange soda, I did the same thing with the white foam piece, but for this one I just painted it orange and I didn't add any of the beads for the ice cubes. And that's how you make these soda pens. The last project will be ice cream pens. For this one, you will need an empty and clean mini ice cream container. To make the chocolate ice cream for this one, I'm going to use some brown Model Magic clay. Take a big piece of the clay and push it into the cup. Here's mine once the clay was inside the ice cream cup. For the next part, I'm going to be using these mini spoons. Choose any kind of pen that you would like to use. I'm going to be using this red pen to match the red spoon. Remove the ink from the pen. I marked my pen off at 3 1/4 inches and cut it out. Next, I took one of the spoons and cut off the top. Put the spoon in the pen, then place the ink next to that, mark off where the ink needs to be cut down to size, and then cut it down to size. Place some glue on the spoon and glue it to the inside of the pen. Next, put the ink into the pen. The next thing I did was with a screwdriver, I made a hole in the center of the clay, and then I carefully pushed the spoon into that hole. Remove the pen from the clay, wrap some saran wrap around the pen, place it back into the hole that was created, and let the clay harden overnight. Here is mine the next day. Just carefully remove the pen and then remove the saran wrap. And you can make many different colors to match the spoons. And that's all there is to these easy ice cream pens. I hope you guys enjoyed all 5 of these DIY ideas. I would love it if you gave this video a thumbs up. As always, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And don't forget to check out Sarah's video. The link will be down below. Until next time, I hope you guys all have an amazing day.